Hi. Welcome to this study of PD lessons. This is our first lesson that solves a given linear first order PD. Okay. So given a first order PD, we were able to establish that for the general form of a PDE, normally it is written as AU sub X or UX plus BUY plus CU plus D um is equal to 0. And we said using the method of characteristics, what we do in terms of such problem is we set dx ds to be equal to a, and then dy ds to be equal to b, and then we take the whole of this side to the other side of the equation and say du ds is equal to negative cu minus d. This was established in our first lesson. Okay, so these are what we're going to solve as a system to be able to help us solve the PDE. So comparing this general given first order linear PDE form to what we are given to solve, comparing, you can see that A is equal to 1. I mean, what I'm doing is I'm comparing this given equation to the general one. Okay, B is equal to 1, C is equal to negative 1, and then D is 0, right? Now, given these, what it means is we want to solve for the characteristics dx ds is equal to 1, dy ds is equal to 1, du ds is equal to negative c times u. Remember, c is negative 1, so you're going to have u, right? So in effect, you have ds du is equal to u. Now, from these things, what we're going to do is solve these ODEs, because all of these are ODEs. We're going to solve them separately and then use some ideas to come up with a general form. Okay. So picking the first one, I'm going to solve that with a blue pen. So dx ds is equal to 1. If you want to solve this ODE, I use the method of separation of variables, right? So you put all the x in one side and then the s in on one side. You integrate both sides to get x to be equal to s plus some constant c1. Okay. On the other side, I'm going to solve with red. So this one is 2. dy ds is equal to 1. Doing similar thing, we have that. Okay, and then when you integrate both sides, you have y is equal to s plus some constant c2. Then I solve for du ds, and here I'll solve with a black pen. So the third one is du ds is equal to u. Again, method of separation of variables, I have 1 over u du is equal to ds, because what I did was just make sure all the s are on one side and all the u's are on one side. Okay, so I believe you can do this rearrangement. Now I integrate both sides. When you integrate 1 over u with respect to u, you get natural log of u to be equal to integral of s will be giving s plus c3. And the last part is still not solved, because if you look at the rest of the problem, this one is solved with x is equal to something, y is equal to something. I need to get u equal to something, not natural log of u. So what I would do is, since natural log is of the base e, I just have to raise each side of the equation by e to something, and here will give me u equals e to the s plus c3. And in that doing, u is equal to e to the s times e to the c3. c3 is a constant, and e to the c3 is also a constant. So in effect, that will give me some general constant, let's say c e to the s. Okay, so that is also the equation you get for u. Now, these are all the characteristics we get in terms of solving u and x with respect to the new parameter s. Okay, how I want to solve this is that I want to make sure I eliminate the parameter s and also try to make sure everything is in terms of x and y. Okay, now how do we do this? We solve this by either saying, so you can either use the first one. First of all, I want to eliminate the parameter s in the u. Okay, I've solved for u is equal to c times e to the s. This is the solution. All I got to do is change the c and s to something else. Okay, the c means it's just a constant. Okay, how do I get a constant? Looking at, let me name these equations numbers. Okay, I'm going to call this equation 2. I'm going to call the x equation equation 1. Looking at equation 2 and 1, when I subtract both of them, right? If you subtract equation 1 minus equation 2, or you can do 2 minus 1, anyhow you want to do it, that's fine. Nobody really cares. Okay, it's going to give you x minus y to be equal to, when you subtract both sides, you're going to get c1 minus c2. And if you do the other way, 2 minus 1, you're going to get y minus x is equal to c2 minus c1. Now, both c1 and c2 are all constant, so their subtraction should give you a constant. So what does that mean? What it means is that the constant part that you see in your final solution for u is that, okay, this is a constant. And so it means that the constant that you are seeing in your u is equal to this expression here. So the constant c should be the expression x minus y, because x minus y is giving us a constant, and that is the idea we are using to solve it here. Okay, mostly what we are trying to do is we are trying to find constants that are in a parent solution, and then we'll place the constants in terms of x and y. Now, to eliminate the parameter s, when you look at equation 1, x is equal to s plus c1. If I go ahead and solve for the parameter s will be equal to x minus c1. So this c1 is a constant, right? So what it means is my u is equal to c times e to the s, but s here is solved as x minus c1. This is equal to c times e to the x times e to the negative c1. E to the negative c1 is a constant, and this c here, capital C here, is also a constant. When I multiply them, I still have a constant. Say I can say b e to the x. So the final solution has a constant b in it, and that constant, like I said, in this particular problem, constant is being defined to be x minus y or y minus x. Any one of them works, okay? Because this is going to give us a general solution or general answer. One of the key things in PDE is that the final answer will give us arbitrary functions, not arbitrary constants, as opposed to ODEs. ODEs gives us arbitrary constants, like we saw for equation 1 and 2 and then 3. We had arbitrary constants. But for PDE, the final solution should have an arbitrary function or a constant in terms of some expression. So like I said, a constant in this problem is defined to be either x minus y or y minus x. So this b can also be equal to any of these. Okay, it can be any of them. I'm going to choose the x minus y. You can choose y minus x. That's so fine. So u of xy finally is equal to some constant function b of, or you can do f of something. Okay, and normally the standard way is to do f of x minus y times e to the x. What I'm saying is that this b is a constant, but this constant is an arbitrary function in terms of these. Okay, either that or that one. So that gives us the general solution to the PDE that we just solved, and the PDE was u sub x plus uy minus u is equal to 0. Now we're going to apply the same strategy to solve the second problem, which we're going to move very fast compared to this one. Now we're going to solve this PDE using the method of characteristics. Okay. Here we compare it to the general a u sub x plus b u sub y plus c u plus d. D is equal to 0. And we say dx ds is equal to a. In this case, comparing a is 2, right? So that will be 2. And then dy ds is equal to b, that is equal to -1. And we say du ds is equal to, now here c is 3, d is 0, right? C is equal to 3 and then d is equal to 0. We say this is negative cu plus, minus d. And c is 3, so you have negative 3u minus d, minus 0, d is 0, right? So you have negative 3u. So the system that we're going to solve is dx ds is equal to 2, dy ds is equal to -1, and du ds is equal to -3u. Solve the system with ODE ideas. That, and then you're going to have x is equal to 2s plus c1. You can solve this or rearrange this x here, divide each side by 2, and you're going to get x over 2 is equal to s plus a constant c1 prime, or you can still say c1, because when you divide c1 by 2, it is still a constant. And let me call that constant, say c2, or maybe c1 prime, or let's call it c2. Okay, remember this c2 here is as a result of c1 over 2. That is still a constant. Now we do go to the other side and solve for the y and then the main function u. Okay, so when you do this, dy is equal to negative ds, and then when you solve, you get y is equal to negative s plus c3, right? So you have y like that. Let me call this equation 1, let me call that equation 2. And when you do the rearrangement for the other part, you have du over u, or 3u. Okay, depending on how you want to solve it. We just have du over, let's just do -3u, right? Is equal to ds, right? And or we can just do however I want to arrange it. Let's just do, let's see, -3 here and then u here, right? So when you solve it, you're gonna have natural log of u is equal to -3s plus a constant c4. Okay, and again, if you do the evaluation we did in the first one, you're gonna get u is equal to e to the negative, or a constant, say b, times e to the -3s. This is equation 3. So looking at equation 2 and 1, if I add both of them, right, I'm going to have 1 plus 2 is going to give me y plus x over 2 is equal to, because negative s plus x is just going to give me 0, right? So you're going to get c2 plus c3. So this is a constant. So what it means is that the constant, whatever constant we'll get at the final explanation or simplification, is going to be what will be left in there. Okay, now let's look at what happens if you want to get the constant in front of this. First of all, let's try to eliminate s before we come to the constant. So u is equal to b times e to the -3. Now S here, remember, we can always prefer to use the first equation to eliminate S, okay? S here in equation 1, S is equal to x over 2 minus C2. So when we plug that back, you're going to have x over 2 minus C2, and this is equal to b times e to the negative 3x over 2, right, times e to the positive 3c2. Now this guy is also a constant, times b will give me a constant. But like I said, in a PDE, the constant, let's call this final constant that a, this constant is actually supposed to be an arbitrary function, not just a constant. So that arbitrary function is supposed to be a function in terms of a given constant that we had, and in the addition of equation 1 and 2, it gave us a constant. Normally that's what we do, we try to get the constant and put it there, and in our final answer we replace that constant you have as an arbitrary function in terms of the constant expression. Now here, constant in this problem is equal to y plus x over 2. So the constant here is not just a constant, it's an arbitrary function that is of this form, okay? So it's a constant function, it's a function that takes this form. So that constant, we're going to call it f of y plus x over 2. And that is the constant we are looking at. So u finally is equal to f of y plus x over 2 e to the negative 3x over 2. And this is the solution to the PDE that we just solved, okay? That is how you use the method of characteristics to solve first order linear PDEs. We're going to solve other problems as well. So I believe after all of the lessons that we'll go through, you'll be able to understand how to solve PDEs. See you in our next lesson.